I'm Casey McAllister.
I'm Kevin Schutz.
This is the Beyond Coda podcast.
All right, guys. So our first 10-minute talk. Since it's the 10-minute talk, we got to start with Coach Tommy because it's another T to throw in there. So what is a 10-minute talk? Well, out here at Coda Ironview, a lot of our members and even our other coaches, we don't know any of the other coaches within the Coda community. In Oklahoma, there's a lot of overlap of, who is who and interacting with each other. But out here, we kind of we get to see pictures, but we don't actually get to know anybody as far as on a deeper level. So he's an okay guy. So we thought, we'll start with him. So Kev actually kind of is a big reason why Tommy's a part of this whole Coda thing. So I'll let him introduce him.
So Tommy was one of our very first few members in Coda Norman when we started back in 2013. He was our second coach that we hired, and since then he has gone on to open his own Coda gym in Coda Tulsa. So Tommy Sullivan, welcome to the 10-minute talk.
Hey,
happy to have
guys.
you.
Thanks for having me.
Your hair looks so good today.
Yeah, it's the first time.
It looks so
first
good.
time I've done. I put.
How much time did you spend on it?
A good amount of time. This is the first time I put hair gel in since we've gone into quarantine. First time I started my day off with a shower.
That's a good reason.
I'm gonna admit that.
So we've had a lot of Zoom calls over the last, week and a half, 2 weeks since this whole quarantine thing. And I think this is the first time Tommy looks like he could go outside the house. Since I've seen him.
Yeah, we started the first one and Kevin's like, "You look like shit." I was like, "Oh, let me put a hat on."
I forgot about that. Yeah, he totally called you out.
You look like you had just finished a tough workout. I should have said it.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so I gotta say, Kev, you talked about how Tommy came on as one of your first coaches. Well, I would like to say that Tommy and I started coaching the exact same time. However, I will give Tommy, he coached a class before I did.
Yep.
We got officially announced to everybody at the same time. So
he also opened a Coda gym before you.
He did.
Barely.
He opened one. He opened one.
Just barely before.
So funny story about Tommy and I. So when I first came into Coda, I had no idea what I was doing as far as CrossFit goes. But this guy, Tommy, looks like, he kind of knows what he's doing. So I believe the workout was Grace, which is 30 clean and jerks for time. And, of course, I'm like, there's, it's like the 9:30 class or something. So tends to be, some not quite as competitive athletes in that class. But there's this one guy named Tommy. So I'm like, he looks like he's in pretty good shape. I'll go get next to him. Well, by next to him, my barbell was about 3 foot in front of him, and I just faced it in front of him and was like, all right, let's do this. And we just go head to head.
Just a Casey move right there.
And I think it should be noted too that I did beat him. But
you went into it and he set it right in front of me and I was like, who is this guy? And I was like, what's he trying to do? And he slapped it right in front of me and I was like, all right, okay, maybe if I pace it out, maybe it'll go out a little too fast. No, you smoked me. And you're wearing crappy running shoes. I don't even think you own CrossFit shoes yet. And I was like,
they were black.
That's the worst when you get spanked by someone who doesn't even have CrossFit equipment.
Did you hate him right away?
Oh yeah.
Now, if I tear him down, I got to build him back up a little bit. Tommy is also the only person ever, when I was a police officer, to ask me, hey, how do I do a ride-along? And then I tell them the process to go through, and he actually does it, and we went and did a ride-along. So I'll give you props, Tommy. You're the only one to do it out of all my friends.
And it was eventful.
Awesome.
It was eventful.
Oh, God, that was so awesome.
It was so good.
Side note, we got time. We got 20 seconds for a story. The night that Tommy went on a ride-along with me, I got in a foot pursuit with somebody, and I chased him down, and it was, a couple 100-yard foot pursuit. And, I'm putting him in handcuffs, and I'm getting on the radio and saying, hey, everything's good. And I turn around, and Tommy's literally 20 yards away from me. He ran with me, and he's like, yeah.
We stopped, and the guy was maybe about 50, 75 yards out. You told him to stop. He dropped whatever he had and ran. You chase after him. I'm with the car, so I'm like, what do I do? I took off. I'm in Sperry's. We're weaving through these apartments, and I run up on you, and you're shoving him in the ground, putting his hands behind his back. Cop cars are flying in. It was great. Then we took him to jail.
So awesome.
It was great.
You didn't even think about staying in the car?
What?
Yeah.
You didn't even think about staying in the cop car? I gotta see this.
How old were you, Tommy?
Oh,
when we
man,
did
I
that?
was like 19 or 20.
Yeah,
funny.
you were young, man. I mean, hell, I was young too, but
How old were you when you started at Coda Norman?
19 or 20, yeah.
I remember you being like, yeah, I'm like 19, and you're like, I've been doing CrossFit for like 8 years. I was like, wait, what? Wait, what? How long have you been doing
I've
CrossFit
been doing
now?
this since I was 15, so I'm 26 now. 11 years? Yeah,
It's a lot of
it's
years.
a lot of years. I don't like telling people that. You tell people that, and you're like, they have high expectations.
Awesome. So that's a pretty good little intro to Tommy. Some fun stuff. I feel like we've already hit this a couple times, but I'll let Kev kind of start off our questions.
Tell me one funny thing about Coach Tommy
One
Sullivan.
funny thing. I don't think I
two.
have like a specific story. But I will say, and Kay is in the other room, she's gonna hear this. And she knows this too. So there's this expression called shitting the bed in CrossFit. And usually it's just an expression like you went out too hot. For me it's quite literal sometimes. Every once in a while. I shouldn't say all the time, but it's a thing.
Please expand
It's
on
a
that.
thing.
Wait a minute. We said funny story, not embarrassing story. So
I mean,
How many times are we talking?
just a handful. Just a handful. Hey,
Are we
11
in the
years
double
of CrossFit.
digits?
Sometimes when you go a little
In your 11 years of CrossFit, are you in the double digits?
No, I'm not in the double digits.
Okay.
That's good.
Is it close?
No.
So not
A lot of
literal
close calls,
in the sense,
but
not literal in the sense of actually like crapping your pants while in bed. You mean like crapping your pants while working out?
a little bit.
Okay.
We're on a good streak. We're 3 podcasts in, and we've talked about pooping our pants each podcast.
Maybe it'll just be a running thing.
Okay.
So, second question here. Tell us one thing you're proud of that you've been involved with.
Geez, I have to say Coda. For sure, hands down.
That's awesome. That's awesome. That's pretty
Spending
cool.
time with you guys.
There you go. Right? Yeah. See, we just hang out with the same people, even if it's virtually or it's the same group. So,
All
Kev's
right.
got you
Easy
started.
enough. Next question. So, how did you and your wife, Katie,
At Bryce Collier. Bryce Collier's one of the founders of Coda at his birthday party.
Interesting.
His 30th birthday
Coda.
party.
An official Coda cutie.
Yep.
Yep. How instrumental is she into running Coda Tulsa?
Very instrumental. She's very A-type, as you can tell by the valedictorian medal off to the side over there.
I didn't know that. Good job,
Yeah.
Katie.
And I'm very B-type, so when it comes to the administrative aspects of things, she keeps me in check. I need that.
Who's the real boss?
The real boss?
Who's the real boss of Coda Tulsa?
Had to say Katie.
Yeah, I think so.
Good answer. That's a
I
good
think
answer.
so.
Regardless of what's true, that's a good answer. Awesome. So we're gonna wrap up this little 10-minute talk. Trying to keep it somewhat short so that we can get through it.
10 minutes.
Would
We're gonna
love to
keep it
do
10
a
minutes.
ish.
Ish.
I would love to have you on like a full podcast here soon, man. You got a lot more interesting
Yeah.
stories than what we're talking about right now.
A
But,
lot more to dive into, that's for sure.
Yeah. So in this 10-minute talk, we finished with a 2-minute meltdown. I'm not sure you can handle it, Tommy. There's a lot of pressure
Okay.
going on, but basically what's going to happen is Kevin's going to run the clock. He's going to start a 2-minute clock. For 2 minutes, I'm going to ask you questions. These questions.
You better get ready.
Tommy doesn't know.
Better clear that throat.
Tommy doesn't know what the
Are
questions
they
I do, and
yes
Kevin
or no?
does.
Or are they...
They're quick.
They're quick.
They're not yes, no. They're quick.
So we're looking for a short answer. It doesn't need to
Okay.
be anything long. Basically, you know how you answered my question about what's the one thing you've been proud of being involved with, and you said Coda. Like,
Okay.
that's perfect.
All right.
Okay, that's good practice. All right.
It's good practice.
All right. So we'll let Kevin get the timer set up.
All right.
All right, Kevin.
Ooh, he's rubbing his hands. Are you
All
ready?
right. If we can get through all these, there's no way you're going to get through all of them, but we have a bunch. All right.
Ready?
Give us a countdown.
3, 2, 1, go.
Tommy Sullivan, favorite color?
Blue.
Favorite animal?
Tiger.
Do you have any pets?
2 dogs, 2 cats.
What are their names?
Millie. No, not Millie. That's my old cat. She died. That's really sad. Russell, Iki is the cat. Milo and Nell is the dog.
What's your favorite dessert?
Ice cream.
Favorite song right now?
Jeez.
30 seconds in.
Band on the Run.
Okay. Oh, by the way, you can say pass if you want to. Favorite movie of all time?
Almost Famous.
How many siblings do you have?
3.
What are their names?
Daniel, Meredith, Sydney.
That was good.
Good job.
Favorite chick flick movie?
How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days.
Ooh, I would have said the same thing. What is your college degree in?
Management.
How much fun was doing a ride along with Casey when he was a police officer?
Very fun.
1 minute, halfway through.
We're looking good, Tommy. Do you have a fear of bugs or animals?
No.
Dang it. Which is better, Oklahoma or Colorado?
Oklahoma.
I can't disagree, but I can't agree.
That's the wrong answer.
Try again. Favorite sports star?
Russell Westbrook.
I know the answer to this next one. Favorite sports team?
Thunder.
Oh, what? You didn't say Sooners?
Thunder.
All right. Favorite vacation?
30 seconds. 30 seconds.
Favorite vacation destination that you've been to?
Rome.
Nice. Best Netflix show you've watched lately?
The Circle. It's like this reality show. It's really good.
We got 15 seconds. Biggest pet peeve?
Chewing with your mouth open.
10 seconds. 10 seconds.
Favorite CrossFit movement?
Double unders.
Biggest CrossFit weakness?
Anything with a barbell.
3, 2,
Favorite meal?
Chick-fil-A.
done. Chick-fil-A.
Hey, that's pretty good. We only had a few left. So
You crushed
that was
it.
good, man. That was awesome. So, well, Tommy Sullivan, thanks for being part of our first 10-minute talk. Awesome job. Anything you want to wrap up with? Anything you want to say at the end?
Want to mention your podcast?
Oh, yeah. So my sister and I, well, this is kind of a whole backstory, but we did a living live liver donation. So I donated to her. She needed a liver. And we basically just talk about that. It's geared towards people who are also going through the process. And yeah, it's called Talking Transplant. We talk about some
We'll
CrossFit
have to
too.
expand on that and get you back on
Abso-
sometime and really dive into
Absolutely.
things.
Absolutely.
Heck yeah, man. Well, Tommy Sullivan, I appreciate you. Thanks for being part of CODA. Thanks for leading the charge, being part of the leadership team, and doing good stuff.
Hey, thanks
man.
for having us. Bye.